I try not to think too much when I do art modeling. It's actually a place for me to kind of like practice mindfulness. But one time I was reading this, thesis about like, art models tend to kind of be underpaid and yeah, you don't get paid a lot. Is the work is not easy. It's both physical, emotional, and I'd say even a little bit of what it's called glamour labor. Um, and there's no recognition, You look at a famous painting and you never know who that person was. Sometimes the older times they were older call them suitors. So why do people art model? I mean, one, pay bills. Well, one, it's like a really cool job to have. Um, well, okay, kind of. Like people are like, oh, I'm so progressive and whatever. I'm not a birthday, but they're like, so do you do it nude? I'm like, yeah, that's kind of the point. Okay, my mom doesn't know, and hopefully my mom listens to this podcast. But yeah, so you're still kind of at the peripheries. You're still just there. Um, and I mean, it's not the same as being a muse. I mean, some are both, and, I don't know what it's like in other countries. I know that I watched this movie called Cleo 5 to 7. It's one of my favorite movies, and in it, the main character has a best friend, and then after she's done art modeling for the school, then she goes to a park, and everyone's just doing figure modeling there, and there's artists, and I don't know, that sounds great. So I'm using search. It's like a European search engine, and like it's really good if you're like a power user, but I am not. Anyway, the closest thing I get to art modeling is how to model your AI to make art. So this is where we at as a humanity. There is a lot of websites which is like just porn sites that say art models, which is like, I mean, it's fine because I not a swerve, but also it's just like, oh, I don't think that usually we don't do those type of poses, but I don't know. There's maybe some other type of art modeling. Lemonade is like side hustle. Hey kids, is lemonade becoming popular? Um, but yeah. Anyway. Okay, one thing is that in this thesis I'm trying not to read because I'm like, don't overcomplicate everything. Don't overcomplicate it. Just develop your mind-body relationship. But yeah, like it is underpaid. It's a lot of work, and even the idea of being like a world famous muse, you're still kind of attached to someone else, and especially. I guess I don't really know a lot about Picasso, but it always just sounds so sus. But in a way, well, one is it's good if you like a creative outlet, and two, it's like you're like in a way you feel part of the art world, whatever that means to you. Maybe next time I will find more information about the art model. But for now, that's all I got. I hope you have high holidays, fun holidays, and that this Gregorian year is finally over. Thank God. Okay, so I was given um quick time, probably more credited that they did deserve. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I had to pause that. I was giving QuickTime more time than more credit than I deserved because I was trying to record and it was just so hard, okay? And I was like, OBS is so easy once you figure out. I love you, OBS. I am not sponsored by OBS. I don't know if OBS has some money to sponsor anyone. I guess we all just love OBS and know that we would probably be nothing without them. Shout out OBS employees. So today I want to talk about being an art model, which is something I've done for like about, wow, that was just a flash now. That was a little scary. I don't know what that flash was about. Um, like I was more than acting right now, which, who am I to complain? So let me start. How did I get into art modeling? Well, I was doing the class menagerie, and my castmate's um, boyfriend, partner, whatever, it's an artist, and he had a studio where he let us practice, and then he was always looking for new models, and I was like, oh, that could be interesting. And then she kind of gave me a quick, like, crash course on like how to be a good art model and stuff like that. And anyway, so I auditioned for him and I got hired there. And then I applied to Gates Academy, which I remember reading about that place when I first moved here because I heard that if you were a monitor or someone, you could do like classes for like so much cheaper anyway. And then yeah, it's just been a gauge. It's been interesting. The smart thing would be to get an actual camera that is like good for streaming, but also I guess I don't need to look at myself when I do that. Like when I play radio, but I don't know. Sometimes it's like, oh, it's special, but blah, whatever. So on art modeling, yes, and then basically, even though I talk way too much and I am super hyperactive, this works so far because in it sometimes I'm like, oh, maybe I can learn a monologue, or I can try to do some mindfulness, and it works. Um, well, depending how long the art pose is and the vibes. There've been some classrooms where the vibes are like, ugh, and there's some in most classrooms the vibes are pretty good, But yeah, so then I started at my local art academy, and my first one was another model, which was interesting. And so there are poses that are like dynamic poses, which is just, it's not supposed to be static and boring. There's supposed to be some action or look like action, or also like, I know, I also kind of grouped them together, placed on Kill Me art students, with like gesture posing, which is like my favorite really because you get to do poses really quick, really fast. And they're fun, you know. Then we have a 20-minute or a pose where it's like a week long, and I've done everything. I My favorite so far is classes that have an open style or like community gatherings because then, well, one, these people already know how to drive really fast, and two, it's like everyone has a very unique style, and I love that.